Michelle, simply Michelle. You're watching her on YouTube, and you know she got a vibe for me, she got a vibe for you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will be talking all about natural hair, along with some easy tips and tricks for beginners that have helped me along my journey. When I first big chopped, coming from relaxers for many years, I didn't have the slightest clue of what to do and how to maintain the new texture that I had. I just knew I wanted to see some curls, length, and results, and fast. So not to worry, I'm going to explain the basics to help you get started, just in case you're clueless. So when it comes to natural hair, you're entering a whole new world. The things you may have avoided when you use perms, you will start seeing the opposite with natural hair and how to care for it. One of my biggest struggles in the beginning was how to retain moisture and how to properly detangle my hair in its natural state without ripping it out or taking the easy way out and slapping a relaxer back in my head to save the stress and agony. But from experience and a lot of trial and error, if you can moisturize and detangle, then you pretty much have it all together. Let's start off with the washing process. Many of us dread this because of how long it can take, especially if you're not sure of what to do. Unlike relaxed hair that doesn't like water because your straight hair will eventually get ruined, natural hair cannot and will not thrive without it. Water is key and the number one moisturizer. So no matter the length your hair is starting at, before washing, I always fully saturate my hair to loosen up any products used over time that build up in the hair and the scalp. And it just really helps to moisturize my hair because depending on how your hair was and what style your hair was, over the course of days, natural hair does get dry fairly quickly. Many questions I get is how often do I wash my hair? What products do I use in my hair? And how can I make wash day easier? It's very simple. Once you master a routine that works for you, everybody has different hair, different textures. So what may work for me may not work for you, but it's all trial and error. And I can only say this from experience. Do not be psyched into buying every product that you see on the shelf because I've made that mistake. Not only did I regret it because I spent a lot of money, but my hair didn't like it and it just collected dust. So I find that doing a lot of natural remedies saves time. It's better for your hair and saves you a lot of money. So once upon a time when I had my teeny weeny afro and I was just starting out, when it came to washing my hair, I didn't need to do this method. I find that the longer my hair has gotten, this method has benefited me more, which brings me into the washing process. Before I wash my hair, not every single time, but for the most part, when I do wash my hair, I find that twisting it up, separating it into smaller sections makes it much easier. One, it's easier to focus on one section to make sure you're really cleansing your scalp. And two, it prevents your hair from getting knotted. As we know, natural hair, some curls are tighter, and the tighter the curls, so much easier for your hair to get stuck together and get matted. And that's another story. So I find that sectioning my hair off makes it so much easier when washing my hair. So what type of shampoo do I use? I have tried any and everything that you can think of. I look for shampoos that help to moisturize and nourish the hair. You want to make sure to avoid any shampoos that contain harsh ingredients such as parabens and sulfates and mineral oils because those can dry the hair out. So any type of moisturizing shampoo that's a great cleanser will definitely benefit you. You kind of have to just do research and just read the back. Make sure that the first ingredient on any bottle says water. Water is key. You want to stay away from products that contain alcohol. Of course, we know that's drying, but you want something that has that nice slip that's gonna put that moisture back into our hair because we know natural hair does get dry. So any moisturizing shampoo is fine. And when it comes to shampooing my hair, I don't shampoo often. I shampoo when I feel like my hair needs it. My hair is gonna let me know when it starts getting really, dry. You can kind of tell and gauge when you need a wash. There's no set time, but when I do wash, I go all out, okay? I use my fingers a lot with my natural hair. I don't really use too many tools, and we'll talk about that next. But when it comes to shampooing, I focus on the tips of my fingers, never your nails, and I give it a nice scrub. Then I go in with my scalp massager, which is clutch because not only does it help remove the buildup, but it helps to stimulate the circulation in your scalp, which can help promote hair growth. So I find that this is very beneficial if I don't, get everything out the gook that sometimes sits on the scalp. It's very soft, it's very gentle, and it's going to help remove everything, so you're left with a nice clean scalp until your next wash day. As for shampooing, I say 1 to 2 times is sufficient for me. Just depends on how long I let my hair go. But with a great cleansing shampoo, twice should be sufficient. So when it's time for me to rinse the shampoo, I always rinse my hair in warm water just for the shampoo process. There's different levels to this, so stick with me. I'm going to rinse my hair out with warm water. And as you can see, my twist is still together and my hair is not knotted. It saves you so much time. Kid you not. If you know, you know. When you try to shampoo thick, curly, coily hair and you don't separate it, it's just a whole hot mess. And it makes it not fun. It makes you not want to do your hair. And I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons why our hair fails us, because when something's uncomfortable, it's long, it's tedious, you don't want to do it. You try to avoid it. So when you find easier methods that work for you, you then don't mind doing it. And as you can see, my hair is super cleansed. It has so much shine to it. Now that the scalp is nice and cleansed, we are going to move on to our next process, following up with the conditioning process. And this is very important. Of course, when we're shampooing our hair, we are trying to cleanse our hair from any dirt. So when you condition your hair, you are looking to put that moisture back into your hair to make your hair more manageable, make it more shinier, make it healthier, to protect it, and to be able to detangle it with ease. When it comes to my conditioning process, I fell in love with this one product by Aussie, as you can see, and I stuck to it. What works for me works for me. Like I advise you, if something works for you, you stick to it. This has been the most beneficial conditioner since I've been natural, and I've tried a ton. As you can see here, it literally glides through your finger. Whenever I'm conditioning, I like to detangle during that process because my hair is coated, it has a lot of slip, and it's just easier for my fingers to glide. Now, whenever I do detangle, I like to use my fingers, and I use my fingers for many reasons. Sometimes when you're using certain tools, they get caught in your hair. So think about it. When you are pulling your hair with a detangling brush, you have to pull and run that brush through those strands. And our strands are very fragile, and you're ending up losing more hair than you need to. So I find that using my fingers, taking my time applying the conditioner, and even wetting my hair with the conditioner in it, the slip is just amazing. My curls easily detach from each other, and I'm able to 1, 2, 3 comb my fingers through it without any hassle or any harsh tools that can pull my hair out. So once I find that my hair is nice and detangled, I then go in with my Tangle Teezer. Pretty much the only brush I like to use if I'm going to use any type of hair tool. Because of its long teeth, it helps to really remove knots, and this brush is really good for thick hair. There's so many different brushes on the market, so it can be hard to find, which one works, but I highly advise this one. I'll definitely link it for you if you're looking for something, but it is normal to shed hair during wash day. Do not be alarmed, but if you're losing excessive hair, like literally clumps at a time constantly, then you may have to, look into that, but it's very normal for us to lose hair. It's just old shed hair that we don't need, so don't be alarmed. Detangling each section with the conditioner, I'm then going to twist my hair back up and let this sit in my hair for a good 30 minutes. Now, I didn't mention this, but this is a deep conditioner that I am using. If you do not condition and you just want to jump into a deep condition, which I highly recommend, you don't want to ever miss that step. Deep conditioning with a great mask is vital, especially if you are transitioning or you are coming back to your natural state due to like color treated hair, damaged hair, over processing, or just like a lot of heat. Your hair is going to need that moisture to repair itself. So I highly recommend during your natural hair journey, you cannot skip this step. My hair went from a low cut all the way to waist length. I'm a firm believer that deep conditioning has aided in my growth, because with moisturized hair, your hair can and will grow. And here you see I just applied a plastic cap, and I just showed you a Harris Teeter's bag just in case you don't have one. But this really helps with penetrating the conditioner in your scalp, and of course heat. But if you don't have that, you can just keep the bag on for a good 30 minutes and then you rinse it out. So whenever I'm washing out any conditioner, I always follow up and rinse with cool water. Maybe cold, but the cool water is what you need when rinsing this out, because what that does is it helps to close your cuticles and helps to lock in that moisture, which is what we want. We need the moisture so that our hair is easy to manage, stays healthier. Make sure that everything is nice and rinsed out, and then on to the styling. So now we're going to talk about styling. If you're a beginner, there's no need to try and jump into fancy styles unless you have the time to. But for starters, the easiest style I definitely started off with was a wash and go. It's very basic, but using the right products for your wash and go is key. I also feel like it's not only about how to style your hair, it's about being comfortable in your style. Now I'll re-mention moisture. Moisture, moisture, moisture. I can't stress this enough. You can have a wash and go. Something seems off. It looks dry. It looks unhealthy. Your curls aren't as defined. So this is what helped me. There are two different methods for hydration when rocking a wash and go. One, the LOC method, which is a leave-in, an oil, a cream, or the LCO method, which is a leave-in, a cream, and an oil. That is what really gives you longevity to keep your wash and go for a good 5 to 7 days without having to restyle it, because let's be honest, who feels like styling our hair every day? So once you feel like your hair is moisturized enough, I just go over any spots I feel need some more product, and I really focus on my roots because that's the area that gets the puffiest. And then I lightly scrunch, not disturbing the curls too much. So what to do next? Here's how you can preserve and stretch your hair for more length. I then pull all of my hair forward and gather it using a very loose hair tie. I'm going to then wrap it around and leave the curls hanging. Some people use diffusers for faster drying time, but in your early stages, I say just air dry if possible, because sometimes heat can cause frizz and you don't want that on first, second day hair. That's pretty much it. That's how you preserve your wash and go, and make sure to sleep with the satin bonnet before you go to sleep, or a satin pillowcase to prevent any frizz or dryness. Here I'm just gonna show you how my hair looks after, I think it's like day 5. So when you take your wash and go out, it's really easy to just retouch it. You just take it out, you fluff, you puff, you style it and form it the way you want to. You can add a little bit of water to it in a spritz spray bottle. Also, you can oil your scalp however you want to do it. I love big hair, the bigger the better. So on day 5, my hair has reached its fullest potential, but it's all up to you. But yeah, I just literally repeat this every single day. It's so much easier. You don't have to worry about figuring out how to style your hair for work, for school. You can just literally take it out and rock your tresses in its natural state, and it looks beautiful. Once you do it a few times, it becomes second nature to you, especially once you find the right products that your hair loves. On to the second next easy, very simple style. This is what you call a high puff. Very easy, very fun style. This is what I was rocking almost every day once I got a little length. So what you're gonna need is a very loose scrunchie or some pantyhose, especially if your hair's on the shorter length. So basically it's the same thing like preserving it at night. You're gonna pull your hair forward and you're just gonna wrap it around to create that high puff illusion. I feel like closer to the top of your head you put it, the more fuller effect you're gonna get. But if your hair is shorter, of course you won't be able to bring it up that high, so not to worry. That's where the pantyhose comes in at, baby, because you're gonna get you a high puff one way or another. So once your hair is in your nice puff, I highly suggest just spritzing it with some water. You can also add some of your favorite oils, but just make sure to moisturize your hair throughout the day. Do not let it get dry, because once your hair gets dry, it becomes very weak, and then that causes breakage, and that's not what we want. So yeah, when it comes to natural hairstyles, especially when you're a beginner, I say just start off with like a wash and go, and you can gradually work your way up as you feel more comfortable. But it's all about just moisturizing your hair, honestly. Keeping your hair hydrated, really just an experiment. Once you feel confident with your natural hair, I feel like that's when you can start to just explore more and expand your hairstyles, such as twist out, braid outs. If you can do a twist out or a braid out, you are good to go. When it starts to really get fun. But when I first started my natural hair journey, my hair was too short, so I couldn't really do any styles but wear it out. Honestly, I wanted to do that because I was so used to having my hair as an attachment, and when I no longer had the length that I had, it taught me a lot. More of just accepting myself without the length of my hair that I felt so attached to. To anybody on this natural hair journey, there will be days where you're just like over it. But I say hang in there, because it has been one of the best decisions for me as far as the overall health in my hair. Will be honest, I ran into a few roadblocks during my natural hair journey. Once I started to see the length and I started to see progress, I started to want to experiment more. That led me into coloring my hair, which was a big no-no. Really damaged my hair. To do like another mini big chop. Then I wanted to get my hair straightened to see how long my hair was. And I came across heat damage, which led me into another chop as well. So once you learn the do's and the don'ts, then you'll be okay. Protective hairstyling is a big thing for me as well. If you're somebody who's not really comfortable yet with wearing your hair in its natural state because it's not to your liking or it's not the length that you want, feel free to continue to protect your strands. You can wear wigs, which is really helpful. That wasn't something I had experience in, so your girl just I just winged it, honestly. I just winged it, you know. I didn't really care about the naysayers or people critiquing or saying mean things because they weren't used to seeing my hair like that. I did it for me. It was a personal journey for me. Once you accept yourself and love yourself for who you are, baby, you are unstoppable. Wash your hair when it needs to be washed. I personally suggest to deep condition weekly when first starting out, but if that's not something you prefer doing, do it whenever you wash your hair. Deep condition, deep condition. When your hair is in a wash and go state, spritz it with water throughout the day. Water is key, even when it is in a pineapple. And don't forget to sleep with a satin bonnet. I can't stress it enough. Satin bonnet or satin pillowcase, because you do not want your hair to get dry. Just have fun with it. I mean, I remember when I first big chopped, I felt really different. I felt liberated and I felt free. Start a new journey, you know, turn over like a new leaf for myself, because change is always good, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you're not used to change, it does feel uncomfortable. But if I could give you any tips, I say focus on your inner self and your self-love during this natural hair journey. Don't let what society says or negative comments from other people affect what it is that you're trying to do for yourself. Not only are you trying to evolve as a person, but you're trying to repair and have healthy hair at the end of the day. And that means keeping your hair healthy in its natural state. I hope that these tips help you along the way. Try not to get discouraged. Easier said than done, because I once was there. I wasn't used to being able to, you know, just put my hair in a ponytail or a bun and I had to go through every stage of the growing process. But as my hair was growing, so was I as an individual. One thing I can suggest to you as you're starting your natural hair journey is to document. Take pictures of like before and after. That way you can look back and be like, wow, my hair grew. Sometimes we don't see instantaneous results. That can discourage us as individuals, you know? So when you have something you can look back on, that'll motivate you to keep going. But I say all that to say, find a regimen for you. Play around with different products, but don't go broke doing it. Do what works for you and not what works for the next person. It's all about just trial and error. If your hair feels stripped or it feels dry after using a product, you need to discard of it. Properly condition your hair, hydrate your hair whenever you need to. Baby, keep you a spray bottle with you at all costs, unless your hair is in a dry state, like a twist out or a braid out. But when you have it like this, or a pineapple, or where your ends are exposed throughout the day, spray that baby up, because water will be your best friend during your natural hair journey. Keep that in mind as well. Be consistent. That's the only thing I can tell you. I was determined to see, you know, how my hair could evolve. Coming from relaxed hair where I was getting touch-ups every 2 to 3 months and my hair was bone straight, to now absolutely no chemicals to straighten my hair. Now I have to work with all of this. A different texture, different feel, and it requires more maintenance. Coming from two different worlds, which can be very challenging, and that's where my struggle was. But have your mind made up of something that you want to do that's going to benefit you, you won't lose focus. So that's pretty much it. I hope that this video helped you. You know, if you're a newbie, welcome to the whole natural journey. I hope this video inspired you. Like I was once inspired when I first started my natural hair journey. I was going through so many different like YouTube videos, just trying to figure out what will work and compare my hair to the next person's hair, but that can cause a lot of overwhelming feelings because everybody's hair is different. Everybody's hair grows at a different pace. Some things factor into genetics, so make it complicated. Don't keep researching. Just stick to a good cleanser, a good deep conditioner, moisturize your hair, and your hair will thrive. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below if you have any questions. Notifications on so you're notified whenever I post videos. That being said, I'll see you in my next upload.
Simply Shell, simply Michelle. You're watching her on YouTube, and you know she got a vibe.